So thank you, KingMakers IAS.
I'm happy.
Okay.
I wish you
Thank
very
you.
best.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, KingMakers IAS. I would really like to thank Mr. D.P. Agarwal sir for helping me and guiding me in the interview stage. So thank you, KingMakers IAS, because these interactions were very helpful in finding the direction.
Hi everyone, my name is ANKUR and I am teaching the ethics, social issues as well as the sociology, and having a teaching experience of more than now the 16 years. And I am really grateful to the sir also, so that he has given me the opportunity to have an interaction with all of you. So today in this session, I will be basically discussing about the importance of the ethics in your exam, as different mentors will be coming, and sir itself is a great inspiration for all of you, that how the civil services is basically going to be there, and lots of challenges are there while in this preparation. So we will be discussing about this journey over a period of time, but today specifically I am here to discuss with all of you with respect to the ethics, which is, I think, nowadays missing from most part of the world. Right. So although we talk about the ethics, but the fact is that when we talk about the ethics as a whole, we see that so many people, they are not basically abiding to that, or even when they want to abide to that also, they are not able to do the things. So I just share one of the things with all of you. Yes, I think this will be very much clear to all of you. Right? How to get the good marks in the ethics, especially for the UPSC, and how in the KingMakers we will be helping you out. That also I'm going to tell you. So if your any query will going to be there, definitely we're going to address it later on. But over a period of time, I tell you that how the things are there. So let me first of all, how to get the good marks in the ethics for our UPSC exam. Well, UPSC has introduced the ethics paper in the 2013 itself. And after the 2013, for the first time, 2014, we got the ethics paper in our mains examination. And at that point of time, most of us, either the faculties or even the learners, they were always having this perspective. Even for the mentors also, this was the challenge, that from which resources we should basically refer the ethics so that the learners can get the maximum benefit. And because nobody has seen the paper, so 2014 was the first time when the ethics paper was introduced by the UPSC. After looking those papers over a period of time, now it is the 10 years when the UPSC is giving the ethics questions to all of us. And we have realized that in the ethics, now it is not all about the conceptual understanding, but along with the conceptual understanding, it becomes very important that we should be very much aware of our surroundings. We should be very much aware what exactly we have to read in the newspaper, how we have to take the things from the newspaper for our ethics paper. Right? So first thing, if you will going to see, the most important thing while studying about the ethics is to have a familiarity with our syllabus. Every aspirant who is preparing for the UPSC, this is the one and the foremost perspective that will going to be there. That is understanding the syllabus. So when you are trying to prepare for the civil services, the most important thing is please paste the syllabus of the IAS or the UPSC in front of you. Make it separate: GS paper 1, GS paper 2, GS paper 3, GS paper 4. Ethics itself is coming under the GS paper 4, and it itself is comprising the 250 marks. So the weightage of the ethics is very high as compared to if you will going to see the GS paper 1, paper 2 or the paper 3. In the paper 4, if we will going to see, our weightage is increasing day by day, and problem comes, many students are not able to express their concerns in the ethics as a whole. As a result, what we used to see, students I have seen, they are able to understand the concept. But when we used to give them the question paper to write anything, they start thinking, so what we should write, how we should write. So I will be discussing about all these things with respect to this only. And as a result, what we can see in the ethics, please go through the previous year question papers. You will going to get an idea what type of the questions the UPSC is asking, what type of the approach we have to develop, right? How our concepts need to be done. Like if I give you the example, one thing comes, the first basic question will be from us, what is ethics? Right? Many people used to say that we should deal with the person ethically. Right? So important concepts are there. Ethics, morals, integrity, honesty. All these things become very important, right? So what is the basically the criteria is all about? That in the society as a whole, on one hand, if we are telling this thing that yes, there should be the perspective, just wait. So what we used to see, that these are the basic concepts. How the honesty is different from the integrity, why a person should be moral, why we should be ethical, what is the importance of the values in our day-to-day life, how our family, how our education, how our society is actually impacting all of us. Right? So ethics is something which we will going to discuss over a period of time. And always remember, UPSC is giving us the question because they are expecting that we will going to become the future civil servant. Right? So what we see, they are asking the question in the ethics paper, which will going to give you an idea of what to expect and how to prepare the thing effectively. And within this perspective, if I say, see, honesty and the integrity. Honesty is something when you are very honest, even when, no, you are honest when somebody is watching you. Let's say a clerk is there in the office and he used to work very honestly till the time he used to see that his seniors are watching him. But the moment the office hours are completed, the seniors are gone, what happens? That clerk used to sit on his boss chair, keep his legs on the table, smoking, drinking, with this perspective that nobody is observing him. So honesty simply means that when somebody is watching you, at that point of time, your behavior is very loyal towards that company or towards that person. But the moment nobody is watching you, which you are showing. Whereas when I talk about the term integrity, integrity simply means even when nobody is watching you, then also you will going to uphold your values, right? That's why what we say, see, the soldiers are there on the border, we are not watching them, but despite that 24/7 they are protecting our borders. So our soldiers are highly integrated with our nation. Similarly, as an administrator, we expect that even when our seniors are not watching us, our behavior should be integrated towards our organization. Our commitment towards the people should always be there. As a result, what we see, this becomes very important. Ethics as a subject require a very strong conceptual understanding. If you are not able to understand the concepts very thoroughly in the ethics, then it becomes very problematic for all of us to link anything with our answers. For example, I give you one statement. You will going to see relativity applies to physics but not to ethics. Right? And this statement has been given by Einstein. Now imagine this thing, a great scientist like the Einstein is saying that relativity applies to physics but not to ethics. Now, most of the students, sometimes they are not able to understand what exactly this statement wants to tell. People, they will going to take it to the physics concept of relativity. But here, that concept of relativity will not apply. Here, what the Einstein is saying, that there may be a possibility that the two scientists doing the research on a common topic might not going to agree with each other. There can be the scope of the disagreement in the physics. But in the ethics, there is no scope of the disagreement. If we are saying honesty is the best policy, now this phrase does not only apply to Indian people. This is a universal phenomenon. So the great scientist like the Einstein says that in the science, there can be the possibility that there is a disagreement, but in the ethics, there is no scope for the disagreement. Now, why? Because the ethical values has developed in the society. It has taken lots of investment. It has taken lots of energy to develop any concept, and the social acceptance is there. So in the ethics, see, there will be the two concepts. If you will going to see in the paper perspective, in the paper, there will be our section A. Section A comprises of the concepts and its related questions. Whereas the section B will be coming from the case studies. right? So the UPSC will going to ask you the questions from both the perspectives. When they are asking the concepts, then here, these are the terms. What is the ethics? What is morality? What is integrity? What is value? What is the concept of utilitarianism? What is the concept of deontology? What is virtue ethics? Like this, there are so many concepts are there. So the conceptual understanding in the ethics becomes very crucial. And once we are able to understand the concepts in the ethics, after that, we will going to apply application of concepts in our case studies. Like recently, there is a Nobel Peace Prize which has been given to one of the lady. But what the thing she has done, due to which she got the Nobel Peace Prize? What are the ethical things she has done, due to which in the entire society or in the entire world, only she is the one who is getting this Nobel Peace Prize? It means definitely she has done some extraordinary work due to which she has been given this reward, right? So the concepts become a solid foundation for answering the questions effectively. And we will be sharing, while dealing up with our classroom programs, we will be discussing about all these concepts with all of you. In our organization itself, we have structured such type of the design, and sir has already told that sir, we have to do the welfare of the students. As a result, we will be initially giving you all the basic classes of these ethics, and in such a type the course structure has been designed. Then how to use the case study? As I said, section A is all about the conceptual understanding, which will be of the 125 marks. The case study will be of the 125 marks. Right? So the case studies becomes very effective. Lots and lots. Now the student asks, sir, from where we should take the case studies? Newspapers are there. Look at the example I give you. Here is one term I have said, that the real life scenario has to be analyzed and identify the ethical dilemmas. Now, what do you mean by the term ethical dilemma? Ethical dilemma simply means when you are in front of the two situations and both the situations are correct, but you have to select any one. Example, you are going to meet with the chief minister of your state and you are having the meeting with the chief minister at 4 p.m. when you are on your way to meet the CM of the state. At the same time, you saw one severe accident has taken place and there is no other vehicle except yours by which the two patients who are very critical, if they can be given the help from your vehicle, then their life can be saved. Now, on one hand, the two critical patients are there. On the other hand, you have to meet the CM. Both are the priorities. Both are the right things. But which step you will going to take, how you will going to analyze, that depends upon the situation. If you can get the help of any other auto, or let's say you can call some other vehicle for yourself, you might going to tell to your driver that kindly take them to the hospital, and you might going to inform any concerned person who is there in the CM meeting that you got late because of this reason and you will be there very soon. Ultimately, whenever any ethical situation has been given, we have to always give the potential solutions. Do remember this thing. We are not saying that give the accurate. No solution can be accurate. Why? Because situation to situation, the things will going to vary. In that situation where you are trapped, you will going to see at best whatever you think, you will going to take the decision accordingly. Right? So what we have to do, like the Canada and the India tussle is going on with respect to the Khalistan issue. Now, internationally, if we see, Canada government, they have not acted ethically. Now, why? The Canada government says that we are having the doubt that the Indian government is involved in the killing of that Sikh person. Now, you are only putting the allegations. You do not have the proof. But on the basis of the allegations, what you have done? You have suspended our Indian High Commissioner in the Canada, asked him to leave the Canada. Internationally, Canada has not followed the proper protocols. Now, when the Canada is not following it, then what we have done? We also asked the Canadian diplomats to leave the country as soon as possible. And recently, we asked the 41 Canadian diplomats to leave the country by 16th of October. Right? So what we need is basically enhancing our critical thinking. Yesterday only, the Hamas has attacked on the Israel. Now, earlier the Russia has attacked on the Ukraine. On one hand, in our G20 meetings, we are saying time and again, counter the terrorism, counter the money laundering. But on the other hand, the terrorist attacks are not getting reduced. Right? So when you will going to develop the critical thinking with respect to your surrounding, you will be able to analyze anything ethically. Right? At the same time, the most important thing comes is the answer writing. And this is the one perspective where in our KingMakers, we will be emphasizing with every student more and more. Here, we know this thing, that answer writing is a very crucial aspect. Ultimate selection of the student depends upon this. How good you are, that only we will be able to know when you put your answers on the paper. Because in the UPSC exam, they do not know who is ANKUR sir or who is the XYZ. They only know one thing. What you will going to write it on the paper. Accordingly, you will going to get the marks. So here we will be developing the skills of writing. How to write the well-structured, concise, and according to the demand of the question, the answer. We'll try to provide you the balanced argument how they have to be given. If any case study is coming, any question is coming, what type of the practical solution you have to give it with respect to that ethical dilemma. And then, apart from that, we will be emphasizing on your time management. Because ultimately, we are getting the 180 minutes in which we have to complete the paper. Right? Then after that, when we have done the writing practice, stay updated with your current affairs. Current affairs, use maximum examples in your answers. More the examples you are giving to justify your concept, you are showing your clarity about the concept. To be deal with the contemporary issues. Especially when we talk about the concepts like the ethics, the concepts like the governance, right? Moral dilemmas, how you will going to react against it. Like I give you one example. There is a medical ethics. Let's say I'm a doctor. Now in 2012, in the Delhi, few people, they have brutally raped one of the girl and they killed her. So the Nirbhaya incidents was there. Now imagine this thing that she was my sister and I am a medical professional. Now when those culprits were brought in front of me for their medical examination, now being a brother, what I should do? In front of me, those are the culprits who have brutally killed my sister. So my personal thing will come that I should retaliate from them. I should also kill them on the spot. But at the same time, I am also the medical professional. Medical ethics says that when you are treating anyone, so look it from the patient perspective rather than from your personal perception. So here the ethical dilemma comes. Here the moral dilemma comes. The professional ethics versus my personal integrity. As a result, likewise, so many examples will be coming. And to develop the relevant source, what will happen? You need to read the newspaper. You need to read the magazine also. And we will be helping you here. We will be giving you the current affairs and we will be helping you personally that how to take out the case studies from our content. How you will going to apply these concepts in your case study. So a very coherent and a well-structured program has been designed by us. And then always remember this thing. Scoring well in the ethics paper